Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for The Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt #2. This is a new book from Marvel Comics tied into the Blood Hunt event. So let's talk about the creative team. This is written by Justina Ireland with pencils by Marcelo Ferreira and Chris Campana, inks by Robert Poggi, Sean Parsons, and Craig Young, colors by Rachelle Rosenberg, and letters by Cory Petit. That's quite a lot of names on the call list for the creative team. Uh, so this is the book that is following Peter and Misty Knight along with the Lizard as they're trying to find Dr. Morbius and figure out what's going on. Right. Of course, we know that Colleen Wing was last seen with Morbius as well, but they now have been captured. Is kind of a word to say it, I guess, by these other vampires or this other organization that's trying to do something with Morbius's vampirism. So we'll see where that plays out. Now, in this issue, Spider-Man and the Lizard need to save Morbius, the living vampire, if the heroes of the Marvel Universe stand a chance at stopping the vampire virulence. But does Dr. Michael Morbius even want to be saved? It was Dr. Mike, as Colleen Wynn calls him, which is still taking me a little bit to get used to. So this book is kind of broken up into two stories right now, and I think we're finally, with the third issue, we're gonna have those things collide. We have these vampires that are trying to find a cure based on Morbius's previous work, so that vampires kind of regain their own consciousness, and are closer to being, I guess, cured is a word that they use. In the meanwhile, Spider-Man and Misty Knight think that Morbius was kidnapped. I mean, he kind of was, along with Colleen Wynn. So they're trying to they're trying to break him out, break him free, because Morbius can help them to stop the spread of vampirism all throughout the world. So it's kind of a convoluted idea, but I think Ireland and the team really brings everything together. Now, I can see that there would be multiple artists on this, just because there's so much going on, and maybe even the disconnecting story. So I will say the fights are really cool. Like whenever we see Spider-Man and the Lizard taking on some vampires with Misty Knight, that's very cool. There's also a little bit of like what's going on with Colleen Wynn. It looks like she's been bitten. So let's take a look at some of the preview art so you see what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know exactly which artist is doing which pages, unfortunately. I don't have that breakdown. But yeah, here you see that this piece of the company, they're just trying to heal vampires as much as they can, right? Now, obviously, the way this is drawn, there may be some ulterior motives. Uh, and then, as I mentioned, if we move a little bit forward, you see here that Colleen's being held. So I don't know what the relationship between Colleen and Morbius had been in the past, but it looks like he doesn't really care right now that she's being held. Also, she has been bitten, as we can see here. Now, I don't know if that's all it takes to become a vampire in the Marvel Universe. And then we catch up with Misty Knight, Spider-Man, and the Lizard, as they have their own little fight in hand. So yeah, there's a lot happening in this issue. It's still a lot of fun though. I really like seeing Morbius and him explore that part of himself. The idea of finding a cure for his vampirism is something that kind of driven the character for a long time. Now this is something that would have to be done on a larger scale, and then also having the Daughters of the Dragon, and also bringing in the Lizard to work on this. Like it's an interesting setup of characters. So I'm gonna keep reading this. I wouldn't call this essential reading. Maybe by the time we get through this story, we'll have something that'll tie directly back into the main Blood Hunt. But I'm having a good time with it regardless. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.